DARPA spent probably $300 million over the past 10 or 15 years trying to build large knowledge bases. These DBpedia people have done it on a shoestring, and they've built one of the largest broad knowledge bases in the world, right? Just by mining the Wikipedia data. And you can do really cool stuff out of this, right? You can say, show me things near the Eiffel Tower. Okay? Show me the official websites of companies with more than 50,000 employees. One of my favorites is in this query system on the left. The interface is not ready for broad use, but it's certainly ready for playing around with. Show me all soccer players with jersey number 11 that plays for a club having a stadium of greater than 40,000 seats and was born in a country with greater than 10 million inhabitants. I mean, this is just cool stuff. It's really long tail stuff. It's really cool, and you can query Wikipedia like a database. There's also a whole mobile piece to it, right? So you can now include things like GPS, show me things that are cool, that are near me, and things like that. It's really incredible stuff. And what is amazing about it is that it didn't stop there, but it turned out to be the hub of something called Linking Open Data, which you're going to hear a lot about at this conference. So Linking Open Data is, I believe, technically, organizationally, a project out of the World Wide Web Consortium, the Semantic Web Education and Outreach subgroup there. And their goal is basically to create a single, simple, reasonably consistent, and I think pretty uncontroversial set of rules for publishing and linking RDF data. So if they can do that, then they can build a data commons, right, by making a whole bunch of data sources easily available on the web as RDF. And then they can have different kinds of links between the data sources. So there's a bubble chart there in the middle, and that's the bubble chart as of September 2008. The actual one is quite a bit bigger right now, but if you get any bigger, it becomes incredibly hard to read. But the numbers are actually staggering, right? So at this point, in May 2009, the last numbers I checked, hosted right now at EC2 and Amazon, if anybody wants to go look, it's in the billions, 4.7 billion triples. 4.7 billion assertions that are out there, and 140 million interlinks. And it's growing much faster than I can track because, as Dave said, a lot of this data is just coming out of databases. So if you have a massive database, you can actually get a huge number of triples that already go in there. And so you can really only get to this by an order of magnitude. So this is what it looked like, right? The red circles are the DBpedia data set. So in May of 2007, there was, about 10 pieces in the web of data. By September, we got something that was a little bigger, of 2007. By September of 2008, we've doubled again. By March of 2009, we've more than doubled. And now, there's all kinds of other topics in here. There's a huge amount of life sciences data, pubs data, music, geographic. These are things that people put up by themselves. So there's not a real structure in here. But as I say, now at this point now, we're at 4.5 billion. This is the largest broad knowledge base in the world in linking open data. And if you go back, this will work. Right. If you go back if any of y'all are students of the web, right, or students of the internet, this should look kind of eerily familiar. This kind of growth should look really, really familiar. That all of a sudden you get something and it starts doubling again, and all of a sudden we're right in that exponential growth. So I think that's the most exciting thing that's happening now. I threw the slide in because this is a new thing that was actually just introduced last week. It's also about addressing this notion of scaling. This idea of common tags, right? So the heartbreak of tagging is that somebody tags their entity, image, or blog, or something like that with Jaguar, and you don't know if it's the OS, or if it's the animal, or if it's the car. You just don't know. And so, and nobody's really ever figured out any way to handle that. And now these common tag guys, which if you look through, it's sort of the A-list of the semantic web, or all the A-list, right? Figured out a way to do this, to actually attach, through Freebase and DBpedia metadata and semantic markup, right? To be able to attach meaning to tags. And once you can do that, of course, then you can enhance pages with metadata content without even knowing about it, just by choosing the correct tag. And, of course, things like SearchMonkey and Adaptive Blue and now presumably Google's Rich Snippets program will actually allow you to discover, more people to discover your page, which, if you've got an ad on it, may lead to more money for you. So it's more discoverable, more connected, and